Utilizing sunshades to allow natural daylight. Welcome to Building Knowledge 101. In this video, we discuss the use of sunshades to allow natural daylight and preserve interior comfort while providing expanded views.
So since we're expanding curtain walls, we want to use curtain wall to expand the amount of natural light coming through and increase our views. Curtain walls naturally have become a great platform for also incorporating shading. So here you can see an example of a curtain wall elevation and vertical shades. So this would be more of what you're looking at when sun is in the afternoon and the mornings, the east or the west, coming in a little bit of an angle. So curtain walls are there to expand the amount of daylight. So again, they become an excellent platform for also incorporating sunshades. First thing I want you to notice on this one, these vertical shades, is that the mounting brackets are at the intersection where a vertical and a horizontal meet. So if you're using vertical shades like you see here, you're always going to mount at a combination of a horizontal member and a vertical where they come together. Show you a few more details of that. Here's a section cut looking down on the vertical mullions and the sunshades. So here you can see the components. The mullion on the inside, there's a rigid nylon thermal separator, the mounting bracket on the exterior, the mounting arm, and then the sunshade blade. Now, first thing I want to point out is the rigid nylon thermal separator. You want to maintain your thermal break through the curtain wall system. Most curtain walls use a flexible or soft rubber, an EPDM rubber, for their thermal separator. But when you're mounting a sunshade to a curtain wall, you need a solid, rigid anchor all the way through. So you don't want to have anything flexible like an EPDM rubber thermal separator. So it's replaced with a rigid nylon thermal separator. So when the mounting bracket is attached back through to the mullion, you get a solid, firm lock up there and there's no movement. So because it's a vertical shade, where the horizontal is meeting the vertical, you can see the mounting bracket extends over the horizontal slightly, is attached to it. And that is to keep the vertical shade stable. You don't want it, when the wind blows, you don't want it rocking back and forth. So with vertical shades, you need to have that intersection of a horizontal to a vertical to keep it stable so it won't rock. Here's a section cut looking through the horizontal, and you can see your mounting bracket going up and down. So it's above and below where the sunshade is, supported mainly by the vertical mullion. And then your mounting arms. These are adjustable. You can see you can adjust them in increments of 5 degrees. So based on the angle of the sun, where it's coming from and where you need the greatest amount of shading, the mounting arms can be rotated before they are set and then set in a fixed position. And again, these rotate in increments of 5 degrees so you can maximize the shading on the glazed elevation based on where the predominant sun is going to be. Since the sunshade's out there exposed to the sun, there's going to be considerable thermal expansion contraction. So all sunshades like this are designed with splices that'll absorb thermal expansion contraction. These also allow you to join pieces together and make longer runs, taller elevations. But you do need to be concerned about thermal expansion contraction. So your splice joints, like you see illustrated here, do absorb the thermal expansion contraction of the blade. Then most manufacturers are going to be able to offer you a wide range of options depending on how far you want the blade to project out, how much shading you're looking for, and the pattern, how often you're going to have your shades located on the elevation. So that was vertical elevations. Most of the sun is coming down from above. Most of your sunlight is going to be overhead, shining down on an elevation. So this is that photograph I showed you earlier from Miami, Florida, south elevation. Again, it's a clinic. So this is a sitting area, patient area. This is more of a healing garden here. We know the benefits of natural light. We want it coming in because it has healing properties to it. Everyone gets vitamin D from sunlight. So areas like this are designed to allow patients exposure to daylight and have views to the exterior. So if you notice, the sunshades don't start at the base of the curtain wall, they're up high. So if you were standing in this room looking out that glazed curtain wall elevation, your view is unrestricted. There are no sunshades in your view area. So the sunshades begin above eye level on the elevation, and they're designed to stop direct sunlight coming through and reduce glare on the inside and reduce solar heat gain. But the view area down low is uninterrupted. So you could sit in the chairs or walk through the room and have a great view to the exterior. So you're really connecting and joining this interior space with the exterior. Here's a picture of that from the exterior, so you can see the sunshades mounted back to the curtain wall. And notice again that these are not required to be where a horizontal meets the curtain wall. When you're running horizontal blades, you can attach them anywhere on that curtain wall elevation. Vertical blades would need to be anchored where horizontal meets the vertical, but not horizontal blades. You can space them however you want along an elevation. So here's some section cuts. Let's look at details of them. You can see a section cut through a horizontal, and we've got a mounting bracket similar to what we had with the verticals, the mounting arm, and then the louvers on the exterior, or blades on the exterior. Here's a section cut down through the vertical member. You can see the same components, but notice this now. With a curtain wall system, you can extend the covers out deeper and conceal your mounting brackets in this area. So this can be designed so that your mounting brackets are concealed so you don't have that much exposure there. The attachment is back here under the cover, so you're not seeing the anchor and the mounting bolts back here. They're concealed under the cover. And as with your vertical blades, horizontals are also adjustable in increments of 5 degrees. So depending on your latitude and the angle of the sunlight hitting the elevation, you're going to want to adjust the mounting arm when it's installed so that you can get the greatest amount of shading on the elevation. So here's a photograph again of another clinical facility, and this is a patient sitting area. So if you notice the horizontal louvers here, they're starting lower than the other photograph I showed you. That's because most of the people in this room are going to be sitting, and from a chair looking out, their view is not interrupted. They have a direct view to the exterior. So the louvers start above where someone would be sitting, looking out if they were sitting in a chair. But again, this is a healing room in a hospital. Notice there's no artificial light on the inside. It's a very bright, warm room, and it's all being lit by natural light coming through from the exterior. So again, with sunshades, we're allowed to expand the glazed elevation, uninterrupted views to the exterior, and cut down on glare.
That is all we have time for in this video. If you'd like to watch more of our 101 video series, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kawneer Company, Inc.